Welcome to a special episode of BlueTube, brought to you by Mason Blue Review. If you are watching on the screen, you can see why this is a special episode. If you're listening online, I will go ahead and introduce you to. You got a long list of accomplishments, man. Now, man, Remington Award winner, Outland Trophy Award winner, Consensus All-American, All Big Ten champion, Michigan Center, future NFL draft pick, Olu Oluwatimi. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing really well. So, I mean, there's obviously been a busy few weeks for you, right? So, draft prep, combine, doing the pro day, meeting with teams. How are you feeling now? I mean, your NFL journey started last year with your decision to come to Michigan for another year, not until the draft. So now with the draft coming up, how are you feeling getting close to the day?
I mean, I feel good. Kind of like all the work is kind of like behind me, just staying in shape, working on my craft, my position work, and lifting weights. But like all the pre-draft stuff, kind of is like teams already got to know me as a person, watched all the film, seen me at the Senior Bowl, seen me at the combine. So I feel confident in what I put out in the pre-draft process.
And then obviously what you did at Michigan, right? You said from the beginning, you were very candid. This was a business decision coming here. You didn't like some of the feedback you got last year, came to Michigan because of the run heavy offense and the NFL style offense. I wanted to ask you something that stuck out to me going back to spring. Everybody, all the players and coaches were talking about you, not just your talent and leadership, but specifically how quickly you picked up the offense. So how did you do that? And with Michigan, and everyone keeps saying how complicated Michigan's offense is. Why is that? And why were you able to pick it up so quickly?
I mean, I wouldn't say the offensive scheme is like complicated. I mean, we have a lot of formations, we run a lot of plays, we do a lot of things, but our coaches do a good job of explaining it one, and then trying to make it as easy to pick up and as easy to learn, and then take things out of the game plan if it's getting too much or too wordy. So I wouldn't say it's too hard to pick up, but I mean, me, like, I just kind of have a process of how I do things, and how, like, if I go into a new situation, how I have to learn and gel with the guys and things of that nature. And as for O lineman, a playbook is really just different terminology. Everybody runs, the same run plays, just do it out of different formations, different sets, but it's just different terminology. And then pass pro is the same, so it wasn't too bad to pick up.
So when you got on campus initially, everybody else was on break, right? And you immediately jumped in with Ben Herbert, and then Grant was still GA at that point, right? So you worked with Grant a little bit. So
Yeah.
tell me about Newsome, Herbert. Of course, maybe the most popular coach in America right now is Sharon Moore. What was it like working with the staff, and what do those guys have done for you and what they mean to you?
Yeah, just hitting up some of my boys that I knew that played at Michigan before I got to Michigan. Coach Herb was a big reason why I decided to commit. I mean, people just said he was a mastermind, like just super scientist, just knew the ins and outs of developing college football players to play football. He's not really interested in us being bodybuilders. So that was exciting because I've been in college for a while before I got to Michigan. So hearing that I could develop a lot under Coach Herbert was awesome. And then Coach Moore, I mean, he's just honestly just the best O-line coach in the country. He's going to be a head coach one day, and being able to learn from him, teach me the game from a different side. I never really thought about it or really had to be in a scheme like that. It was awesome. And then Grant, when he was a GA, with the installs in the winter, he was getting me right. And also another person that I definitely got to mention, because he helped me out a lot, was Nick Roselio. He was a student coach last year. Now he's a GA. And he's very detailed. And he really loves Michigan football. He really loves Michigan, and he cares a lot to help players on the team. So just that combination of people just really helped me have the season that I had last year.
So with the season you had last year, I mean, I listed off, the individual awards. You kind of came to Michigan with a checklist, right, of things you wanted to accomplish. I know, obviously, don't win the national championship. That was one of the ones on the list. But as you're kind of reflecting on your time at Michigan, what sticks out to you? What are you really going to remember most from? I mean, you had a huge impact in just 1 year, man. But there's a lot to remember, I guess.
Yeah. The things that I'm gonna remember the most, I feel, are just the team awards. Us winning a Big Ten championship, us winning a Joe Moore Award, those are things that I'm gonna look back and uh and I'm gonna be like, dang man, I did that with my brothers. Also, I mean the single awards. If we were 6-6 or we were bums, I'm not winning no Allen or Remington. So all that is, I mean, it has my name on it, but those, I couldn't have did it with my brothers on the O line, like, them helping me, them making me look good and be playing next to great players. That always helps you elevate your level of play. So everything that I earned this year, every award I got, I mean, it was definitely a team effort. But the Big Ten championship for sure is definitely one that will always remember.
One thing I noticed kind of just looking through some stuff here. I know you give a big shout out to Ben Herbert and how he gets you prepared, but something about you that goes back to your time at Virginia, you've started 46 straight games.
Hmm.
That's an incredible run, especially for an offensive lineman at center that's playing in run heavy offenses. So we know what you can do talent wise on the field, but what goes into staying healthy like that and being ready every week?
Process. You got to be process driven. You in the off season, you have to have strong off seasons. Because if you limp into a season, then you're going to limp out of it. So coming to camp, healthy, in shape, ready to go, peaking, and having a process like doing things on the side, whether a lot of recovery work because I mean, strength staffs, they just do a good job getting you ready for like as far as the strength and conditioning side. And they do it like Coach Herb and his staff do a great job with the recovery aspect, but you never could do too much recovery. So, doing extra stuff on the side for that, and then doing position work and just making sure your game is sharp. And then there's a luck aspect. I'm not going to sit here and say that like if somebody fell into my legs, there's nothing I could do. So there's a little bit of luck, but there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. But at the end of the day, preparation and luck, and that has led me to make all those consecutive starts.
Yeah, I always hate the term injury prone, right?
Right.
Like a guy's more likely to get hurt. Like you said, somebody falls into your leg and it bends the wrong way, man. Guy's not injury prone, right? It's just
Yeah.
luck's part of it. All right, I want to get to the NFL stuff, but I wanted to make sure I had a chance to talk to you about your family too. Um, your work ethic, all the things we've been talking about. You always cite your parents as a big inspiration to you, and you're the youngest of six, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, so you're the little guy. So normally normally the young one isn't the one that has the hard work ethic like you do. So talk to me a little bit about your parents, and just how that hard work has been instilled in every one of you, it sounds like.
Yeah. Just growing up in our household with all my siblings and my parents. I've seen them having to grind to make ends meet, put food on the table, and provide and keep us in good neighborhoods. I just saw that. I saw that even at a young age. I saw my parents working hard, and when I fell in love with this game of football, it's something that I really wanted to take it as far as I could take it. It was easy for me to work hard because at the end of the day, this is a game and it's very fun, and it can do a lot of things for you, like get you through college, get you to college for free, and eventually, hopefully just in my position, hopefully I can make a lot of money in the NFL. But why wouldn't I work hard? Seeing like what my parents had to struggle through to provide for their six kids, so they're my big inspiration, and seeing them growing up, it definitely helped me learn vicariously through them.
Yeah, no, I could not talk about that every time you've ever talked about your parents. I've always thought you've been very humble and really cool to hear you say that. So, all right, you talked about it. Let's get into it. NFL draft is coming, man. So I know you feel good. How have the feedback from agents or meetings with teams or whatever, how's that been different this year after your time at Michigan? And what kind of things are they saying to you now after what just happened this last year with the Wolverines?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely in a different position today than I would have been if I entered last draft. If I entered last draft and I was part of that class, I probably would have most likely went undrafted. Who knows? But the fact that what I did this past season and what I did in the pre-draft process, I feel comfortable saying that I'm definitely going to get drafted. And we'll just see where and how high in the draft can I go. But yeah, I mean, I guess I got that security that there's 99% chance I'm gonna get drafted, and um, yeah, I mean, I've done all I could do. It's just kind of like what team loves me the best, and which team is going to take me first.
as if you don't get drafted, there's something wrong with this process, man. Like that would be crazy. So I saw some reports, teams that talk to you, and again, you gotta love the smoke and mirrors this time of year. But have teams talked to you about maybe moving to guard, and would you be against that, or how do you feel about that if that has come up at all?
Yeah, I mean, teams always want to know how versatile offensive lineman is, so they want you to be able to play other positions because on game day they're dressing about 7 or 8 guys. So if you're not a starter, then you got to be able to play guard too if you're a center. So and same thing if a guard has to play center as well. So um, they asked me about if I feel comfortable doing it, the answer is simple. Like I've played all my snaps, my starting snaps in college at center. So that's the position that I feel the most comfortable, and I feel that I could be the best at. Just that's because that's all the reps that I'm taking. But if a team drafted me and said, "Hey, we got a veteran center that nobody's coming for a spot, but we got an open at guard," and then I'm gonna bust my butt putting the reps to play guard, and I feel comfortable that I'll be able to play it come camp. But I'm not the guard that I am the center that I'm not. I'm not as good as a guard today that I am as a center. But with the reps, I could definitely improve and be a quality guard for a team.
Yeah, absolutely. So not gonna put you on the spot with this one, right? But is there any teams like did you grow up a fan of a certain team, or is there any spots you would? I mean, obviously you're gonna be happy whoever takes you. I know you're gonna say that, but is there a spot or a team you've rooted for that you would be like, man, yeah, this is where I wanted to go?
Yeah, I mean, I growing up, I was a Packers fan, and I mean,
Oh,
I wouldn't be mad if
you're gonna make some Michigan fans upset with that one, buddy.
I wouldn't be mad if they drafted me, but I got like honestly, like you said, I'll be happy with any team. But there's probably
Yeah,
like a list of 5 or 6 teams that like if they draft me on draft night, I'll just be so happy. So I'm not going to say those teams, but all right, there's about
you're
five or six
good.
that I'll be very happy with.
You just got to let me know after the fact if who chose you as one of those 5 or 6. That's all
Okay,
you got to tell me. All right,
I
yeah,
can do that.
dude. Packers would be sweet. You'd be Michigan Stadium, Lambeau Field. That's not a bad setup in terms of home stadiums.
No, not at all.
All right, I'm gonna let you go in a few minutes. I know you're a busy guy here, so I guess I kind of asked you about your best moment at Michigan, but again, you've been I don't know if I've seen one player become such a fan favorite so quickly in just one year. So if you can just tell me a little bit, again, last little reflection, just on being a Michigan Wolverine, the fans, the stadium, just not necessarily your accomplishments on and off the field, but just what Michigan and Ann Arbor is going to mean to you moving forward.
Yeah, man. I was actually talking to Coach Herb today when I was working out about just my time in Michigan, and he was just like, "Man, aren't you just happy that you came here?" And I was like, "Yeah." It went by so fast, and the community of Ann Arbor, they're awesome. They're very loyal. They love on the players, and playing for Michigan and putting on that winged helmet and putting on the maize and blue is awesome. Just running out into Michigan Stadium and playing in front of 110K plus fans, it's awesome. And there's really nothing like it in college football. And I wish I could have did it for more than just one year, but in this one year I did a lot, and I'm happy, and I definitely feel like I could call this place home. So as like I'm doing my last few days in Ann Arbor is awesome. It's bittersweet, but I came here and I was a good person in the community. I did a lot for the program. The program did a lot for me. So I'm leaving as a happy man.
No, I mean this sincerely too. It's been a privilege to cover you this last year. Obviously, what you do on the field makes it easy to cover, but anytime there was press availability, Josh was quick to send me your audio just because you were always so candid and really good interview. So I'm not shocked that the Michigan community took you in. So look, we're going to be rooting for you. Well, maybe not as many Lions fans if you end up on the Packers, but we'll still be rooting for you. I hope you have a great time going home with your family during the draft. Enjoy every second. And thank you for your time today and obviously everything you've done for Michigan, man. So
Thank you.
we'll be rooting for you, buddy. This has been a special episode of Blue Tube brought to you by Maize and Blue Review. Make sure to head over to michigan.rivals.com. Subscribe to special access to our message board community, The Den, as well as insider information and intel from Josh Henschke and myself. And head over to Twitter and other social media apps and follow us at Maize and Blue Review.